Alright, anyways, let's get back on
On
track.
track here.
Yeah. So, how to tell when you're improving. Now, this is one of those really difficult things because, like we said earlier, a lot of people they only think they're improving when they start to be able to beat people they haven't been able to
Or
beat in the
or
past.
rank up online, which is also a terrible way of judging.
Right. Um, I guess we should talk about online ranked, deal with that, and how to use that to improve.
I don't even use online. I use player matches, and depending on the skill of my opponent, will affect what I'm trying to work on. And that way you get like a medley of experience, kind of like more simulated a tournament setting where you're not gonna you might uh, play someone bad, and you've got to learn how to really beat them and identify their weaknesses quickly. Or you might play someone that's really good, and they're because you're in a player match, their rank may not. They might have a low rank, but only play player match and be really good. So you got to quickly find out how good someone is and what they know and what they don't. So, but yeah, not necessarily online rank, but playing online, how to improve.
Um, Anyways, Mariano says he wants double jump back 2-3-2-1-2. Doesn't he still have that? I thought he still had that.
Back forward 2-3.
No, back two. It was at
Oh
back
yeah,
two,
yeah,
back
it
two,
was.
4-2-1-2. That was actually like a really
The
good.
2-1-2 was the back. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually really good back in Tekken 3 because you got the whole string on the back if you sidestep left.
Dang, because of the built-in size.
Sidestep,
Yeah.
So Mariano, doesn't he still have that? Back two,
No,
4.
no, back 2-3 is his new tailspin.
I thought it was back 2-4. All right.
I know because whenever I try to do wave dash and instant wall standing 2, I would always do 2-3 and buffer it the 3 in anyways, because if you get wall standing 2, you just do wall standing 2. But if you fuck up and do back 2, you do back 2-3, which used to be safe. It just was high,
Oh, okay.
Now his new back 2-3 is like launch punishable.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So they fucked that up for me. Something I learned that from Incognito told me to do that, like Northwest Major 16 years ago, back when I played Double Gym. So yeah, they nerfed that for me. But yeah, he's got a new back 2-3, and it's very punishable. Do that? No. What? Oh, that's not a word.
It's Vibes.
Who?
Vibes. He comes into the chat sometimes. Or I think he comes into my silence chat.
Huh.
Anyways, we're getting back to how to tell when you're improving.
Yeah, that's right.
We got sidetracked.
Talking about someone asked a question about Devil's 2 back 2-3. Now you got a 3-game long lecture on back in Tekken 2 it was it's a good sidetrack, man. There's lots of knowledge to share.
Yeah. So first, if you're looking to see if you're improving, you want to look to first off, you want to look to the pillars we discussed about. Like, has your execution gotten better? Are you able to do more difficult combos? Are you able to do your movement cleaner with less openings? Can you, instead of having to do your stair step backdash, can you Korean backdash cancel? If you could Korean backdash cancel before, are you a lot cleaner at it? Like, are you doing like this in your Korean backdash cancel, or are you doing something a lot smoother? Are you able to sidestep out of your block stun situations? Jab, move out of the way. You're able to block and move out of the way. Are you able to do that better? Those are all kind of discrete things on execution that you can practice one thing at a time.
Yeah, when you have a thought, a read, and you execute it and it works, how often is that happening in your matches? Or are you just doing stuff and having it hit? Are you getting those punishes? Are you ducking the highs? Are you sidestepping to your opponent's weak side, forcing them to whiff or change their strategy or not attack you as much? You can tell if your strategy is thought out, then you'll be able to tell when it's working.
Right. Yeah. So also you can tell if your knowledge hasn't, because you can take a look at if you know more about what your character can do or what your opponents can do. Knowing is is half the battle in this. Are you better at seeing your positioning? Like yeah, I guess you can't really show it in this stage, but are you be able to see where the walls are? Be able to judge where you're.
Are you gonna have to adjust your combo to get the max damage?
Right. And are you aware of like what positions are good for you and your opponent? Like, likes to be up close, but Hachi likes to be.
Yeah, optimal distance. That's something really talk. That's kind of a character specific thing. So, but yeah, each character generally has an optimal distance you want to be at, and staying in that optimal distance is part of your movement.
Right. Also, are you picking up things that are punishable? Like if you learned certain moves that are punishable. Like I just learned that Devil Jin's new back 2-3 is launch punishable.
I think so. I mean, I think in vanilla, it's definitely punishable.
And I knew it was punishable.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, anyways, that would be.
Because it's like a 2-hit natural combo, also like his new back 1-2. But back 1-2 still exists and is safer. It is a punish. It's like a really good punish for rage arts. Like you block a rage art back 2 for hit and deal damage.
Yeah. So also, in terms of if your knowledge has improved, are you more aware of your tracking options? You and your opponent's tracking options and how to deal with them. So like not all that like you don't have to use homing moves for tracking. Homing moves are great for tracking because they're built for, but oftentimes a lot of the characters have hidden tracking in moves that they'll track to the left or to the right. Some will track perfectly to the left, some will only track a lot to the left.
Yeah, a little bit or a lot.
Yeah. Let's see. Connie asks, due to the fact that this game's movement is nerfed, I usually focus on what's punishable. Backdash can't sling move. Don't jail me. I know I can either duck or interrupt. Yeah, so it was the sidestepping that got nerfed, and it was by 1 frame. Most of the times, like I guess some characters have different sidestep executions.
Yeah.
But the movement didn't get nerfed. Oh, in this incarnation of the game, the movement isn't as bad as it had been in previous incarnations of Tekken 7.
It is still worse in this game for sure.
7.0 was terrible.
It's like don't even try.
Yeah.
It was like a very specific move that you had to very cleanly execute a single sidestep, and then you could punch.
Yeah. So, anyways, also going back to the pillars of figuring out your you're improving. Are you making your decisions faster? Are you able? Is it are your punishers hitting, or if they're not hitting, are they at least getting closer to hitting?
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting there on time? Are you seeing a mix-up and reacting to the mix-up and trying to block time? Are you being able to block slow lows? Often, are you able to mount a more effective offense without the opponent getting reads? So if your opponent is like low parrying you or hot kicking you all the time, that means you're not mounting an effective offense and you mix it up some.
Yeah, or chill for a minute and with punish their hop kicks,
Yeah. Or are you able to keep yourself out of bad situations better? Because one of the things that happens a lot of times is players like to put you into a bad situation and then make you guess.
Yeah. When you tech roll, a lot of people don't know, but the bad part of tech rolling is that there's a good chunk of time while you're getting up that you can't move or attack. So you're really getting set up for well, that's really when you want to look for big fat low launchers or throws or something when you're tech rolling, because that's when you're most. I mean, even though you're most vulnerable right after your tech, you're invulnerable while you're tech rolling, but then right after it ends, there's this long period where you can do these meaties, the technical term kind of from Street Fighter that can't be avoided.
So Shiny is saying that fighting Josie, you can barely step her. So practice what moves are high and you interrupt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Josie's difficult to step. She goes like all the way over here.
Yeah, for jabs.
Yeah, that's knowledge.
Hmm.
So also Are you paying attention to what your opponent is doing and are acting accordingly better than you were before? Like if you see them blocking a mix-up, are you changing it up
Well,
better?
don't change it. They'll change their defense based on expecting you to change it.
Oh,
That's when you don't.
sometimes.
The no mix-up hardly ever works. That's what makes it.
Alright, but so that's how you really can tell if you're improving, is because you can take a look at like these discrete skills and tasks, situations, and you can see, am I doing better in this one thing? And if you are doing better in that one thing, then you're improving.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at whether or not you're beating something that you weren't able to beat before.
I mean, that might happen, but don't make it your single judgment.
Single metric, because oftentimes people that are better than you are also improving.
Also getting better, yeah, that's another tricky. You're aiming for a moving target, hopefully.
Iron Spider says, Leo's so easy to step. I had to learn track both moves. Hope they don't sidewalk.
You are hell sweep, man.
Yeah.
Or her down 4-3 safe mid home move.
Except that move is death on diff.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the greatest range. Yeah, so okay, so that's look for that for improvement over
wins.
Yeah, over wins. So I guess we're gonna.
Lots of people got way better around here and are still the exact same seed that they were, 4 years ago. But everyone's gotten better, so they've, they have improved, but not, they still lose to the same people and beat the same people.
Alright, so anyways, we got a couple of topics we're adding to this teleporting you're improving. Playing online. So Alex says don't play ranked online.
I don't play ranked. You can if you.
Yeah, so ranked online. If you're looking to improve while playing ranked online, don't try to rank up.
Mm-hmm.
That is the worst thing you can do to improve, because you'll get.
That will cement your current status,
Because if you're trying to rank up, you're gonna do what you know, and you're not gonna take the risks of trying to learn new things. But so what you do when playing online is, because the online lag makes some of the stuff more difficult, like punishing and mix-up blocking and things like that. It also can be a bit difficult to work on your fundamentals or your pillars. What I do when I play online and I'm trying to improve is I just let the opponent do all their bullshit, and I learn how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because people online will throw out all sorts of bullshit because they're trying to rank up.
Yeah,
and so
they're desperately flinging their arms at you,
and so as you learn how to deal with bullshit, you will naturally rank up just because it stops working on you. And then as you rank up by dealing with bullshit, you will start dealing with higher tier bullshit, and then you get to learn to deal with that.
Yeah.
So that's how I would use ranked for improving, because learning how to deal with bullshit is definitely important. Okay, we got a few chat messages to catch up on. Connie said, I spent hours either a high-level cat player. Got a video on YouTube and I won a first 3 against Sour Piggy's cat. Figured out how you can step her down forward 1 left and Electrum God fisted. Immediately you can stop a lot of her setups. Doesn't play ranked.
Yeah, I mean, like Shawnee's example of stepping a down forward 1 and that is punishment and movement and defense all in one, strategy, all in one action. So that was just like an example of how crazy this game is. We separate these things into different fundamentals, but in the game they all mesh together so well.
Right. Yeah. So I mean that's why you always want to work on the weakest one.
Yeah.
Because by bringing one up, you bring them all up.
Yeah.
So do we have anything else on how to tell when you're improving?
I mean, like you'll know if you're thinking about it and you're formulating a strategy, then your strategies are more likely to work because they're more well thought out, and you will know you're improving because they're working. So I mean, like if you're going about improving right, you will know when you're improving.
Airy.
I
I don't know how to pronounce that. Thanks for the follow.
Thanks for following.
AERAGE. Alright. Alright. So now we're moving on to everyone's favorite topic. Homework.
Homework. Poor Tree went back to school this week. He's got actual